You know that feeling when you check your Facebook ads dashboard and see hundreds of clicks, thousands of impressions, maybe even some leads coming in, and you think, great, this is working. And the worst part? You're probably afraid to touch them because they look like they're working. But then you look at your bank account at the end of the month and wonder where all that ad spend actually went. Here's the uncomfortable truth that most service-based business owners don't want to face. Those successful Facebook ads might actually be bleeding your business dry. Today, I'm going to show you exactly why this happens, how to figure out what you're really paying for each customer, and why sometimes the best thing you can do is pause that campaign that's been working for months. The hidden costs that are quietly draining your budget. Let's start with something that happens to almost every service business running Facebook ads. If you're running multiple campaigns targeting similar people, you're basically bidding against yourself. Every time you make a change to your campaign, Facebook has to relearn who to show your ads to. If you're constantly tweaking things, pausing ad sets, or changing budgets, you're resetting this learning process over and over again. Each reset costs you money because Facebook is essentially starting from scratch. Facebook will show your ads to the same person multiple times, but now you're paying premium prices because you're competing with your own campaigns. You end up with average results across the board, but you're paying premium prices for those average results because Facebook can't optimize properly. If your landing page takes forever to load, if it's confusing, if it doesn't match what your ad promised, most people are going to leave. You just paid for that click, but you got nothing in return. You launch a campaign, you start getting clicks, maybe some phone calls, a few contact form submissions. The numbers look decent in your ads manager. But here's what's really happening behind the scenes. If your landing page feels rushed or doesn't build that trust, you're basically throwing money at Facebook to send people to a dead end. When people click your ads and immediately bounce from your website, Facebook starts charging you more for future clicks. It's like a penalty for wasting people's time. Your cost per click goes up, your reach goes down, and suddenly you're paying more to get fewer people to see your ads. When someone clicks your ad and lands on your website, that's just the beginning of their journey. This is especially painful for service businesses because your potential customers need to feel confident enough to pick up the phone or fill out a form asking for help. But it gets worse. Facebook's algorithm is watching all of this. Here's another hidden cost that most service businesses never think about: audience overlap. And then there's the learning phase trap. The most expensive mistake I see service businesses make is mixing their high-performing ads with their poor performers in the same campaign. Now let's talk about the math that most business owners avoid because it's honestly pretty scary. You need to know your true customer acquisition cost, not just what Facebook tells you in the ads manager. They look at their cost per lead or cost per click and think that's their customer acquisition cost. But that's not how service businesses work. Just because someone filled out a form doesn't mean they're going to become a paying customer. Let's say you spent $2,000 on Facebook ads last month. Your ads manager shows you got 40 leads at $50 per lead. That looks pretty good, right? Unlike e-commerce where someone either buys or they don't, service businesses have this whole consultation and sales process that happens after someone clicks your ad. If you're not tracking what happens in that gap between lead and customer, you have no idea whether your ads are actually working. If you're not accounting for that, you're probably underestimating how well your ads are working, which might lead you to pause campaigns that are actually profitable. But then you follow up with those leads and only 4 of them actually become paying customers. A lot of your customers probably don't convert immediately. Especially if it's generating some leads, and it's familiar. And even though you're not entirely sure it's profitable, you're terrified to turn it off. They might see your ad, visit your website, think about it for a few days, then call you directly or find you through Google. When you're spending most of your budget on a mediocre campaign, you don't have enough money left over to properly test new approaches. There's this fear that if you pause it, you'll lose all the momentum you've built up. When you turn it back on, Facebook still remembers what it learned about your audience. You're not starting completely from scratch. Facebook's algorithm is constantly learning and evolving. If your campaign has been running the same way for months, it's probably not optimized for how the platform works today. But here's the thing. You can optimize your landing pages, clean up your campaigns, and start tracking what really matters for your service business. Understanding these hidden costs and calculating your true customer acquisition cost is the difference between ads that drain your bank account and ads that actually grow your business. And if you want more practical marketing advice for service businesses, make sure to subscribe and check out Clicks and Things. Calm, because I share strategies like this every week. Sometimes the best thing you can do is pause everything and start fresh with current best practices. Instead of getting better results, you're just driving up your own costs. That Facebook will forget about your business and you'll have to start over from scratch. Don't just look at cost per lead. Look at cost per actual paying customer. You might be surprised by what you find. And sometimes that means having the courage to pause the campaigns that look like they're reworking but are actually holding you back. But here's what's actually happening when you keep running a campaign that's not really working. Give your budget to the ad sets that are actually converting. If you need to pause an entire campaign, make sure you have a replacement ready to go so you don't lose momentum. Facebook doesn't know about that conversion, so it looks like your ads aren't working even though they actually started the process. Here's how most people calculate it wrong. Here's the real formula. Take your total ad spend for the month, not just what you spent on the ads that generated leads, but everything you spent on Facebook ads. Then divide that by the number of actual paying customers you got from those ads. That's your true customer acquisition cost. Let me give you an example that might sound familiar. Suddenly your real customer acquisition cost isn't $50. It's $500 per customer. That completely changes whether your ads are profitable or not. This is where service businesses get tricked by the numbers. And here's something that makes this even more complicated for service businesses. The attribution window in Facebook is usually set to 7 days, but your sales cycle might be 30 days or longer. Why you're a bit scared to pause working campaigns? It's so common that when you have a campaign that's been running for months, maybe even years, it can be hard to make major changes to it. I get it. First, you're probably dealing with campaign cannibalization. If you're running multiple campaigns targeting similar audiences, they're fighting each other for the same people. Second, that working campaign might be preventing you from finding something that actually works better. Here's the truth about pausing campaigns that most people don't realize. The key is to not pause everything at once. If you have multiple ad sets in a campaign, pause the worst performers first. Remember, pausing a campaign doesn't delete all the data and learning that Facebook has gathered. So, here's a summary of what I'm trying to say. Look, I know this might be hard to hear, especially if you've been running Facebook ads for a while and thought they were working. The good news is that once you know what to look for, you can fix these problems. Your homework is simple. Go into your Facebook Ads Manager right now and calculate your true customer acquisition cost using the formula I showed you. If you found this helpful, let me know in the comments what your biggest Facebook ads challenge is right now. Remember, the goal isn't to get more clicks or more leads. The goal is to get more customers profitably. This has been Rita with clicksandthings.com. See you in the next one.